Well, good morning, Potter's House family. I'm here with another word from the Word for you for today. We're 1 Peter 5, starting in verse 1. I did think about just skipping over this and going to the next part, that really the point he's getting to, down in the end of verse 5. But then I thought, no, like this is, even though this directly applies to a few of us, it is something that all of us should understand and be aware of. And so yeah, I will just read it to you and then we'll talk through it. 1 Peter 5, starting in verse 1. So I exhort the elders among you as a fellow elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, as well as a partaker in the glory that's going to be revealed. Shepherd the flock of God that is among you, exercising oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly, not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the unfading crown of glory. Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. So, here he's really challenging our elders, challenging elders in the church in general, with what our job is. And our job is to shepherd the flock, exercising oversight. But then he gets to our hearts. And it's not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you. See, it can be a challenge as an elder, especially when the church goes through hard times, especially when you're going through challenging things, to kind of get tired of this, to kind of not want to do this anymore, to kind of say, I'm just doing this out of obligation, I'm doing this out of compulsion. But what he's telling us here is, no, we need to do it willingly. We need to have our hearts in line with the Lord, where we're, even in the hard times, even when it's tough to shepherd the flock. Shepherding the flock includes protecting the flock from threats, guiding the flock, feeding the flock, taking care of people. All of that's involved in shepherding. And that can get hard, that can get burdensome, that can be a heavy weight to carry at times. But he challenges those of us that are in that role to do so willingly. Not for shameful gain, but eagerly. Not looking out for what do I get out of this. Not trying to shamefully get more for me in this position of authority, but instead to serve willingly and to do so eagerly. Not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. I want to encourage you, Potter's House, through the recent season we've gone through as a church. I have been personally encouraged over and over again by the examples that our elders are. These men have handled very tough situations. They continue to handle tough situations. And what I see in them every step of the way is that they are being examples for how a Christ follower should act, how a Christ follower should lead, how a Christ follower should conduct themselves. And so I encourage you, Potter's House, that I see in our elders a great example of this, of being examples to the flock on all aspects of following Christ. Not saying these guys are perfect, myself definitely included. We have our flaws, we have our faults, but I see a group of men who are striving to be a good example for you and what it means to follow Jesus. And I rest in this, and I know our elders do as well. And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the unfading crown of glory. That's what we're, elder, not elder, that's what we're all looking forward to, is that moment when Jesus comes back and we get the unfading crown of glory. The thing that always will last forever. Salvation in Him for all of eternity. And that is what we're looking forward to. That's a beautiful thing. And then he shifts and he talks to all of us then. He says, likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Now I know this is kind of phrased in terms of age, by the way that he does it, which we know from a biblical perspective, especially looking at stuff in First Timothy and everything. Elder doesn't just mean oldest one. It's the position in the church. It's the servant leaders of the church. And so he's challenging everyone else. He says, "You yourselves, likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders." And I know that can be hard, and I know especially when we go through trying times, that can be a challenge to do. When maybe you don't understand everything, maybe you don't feel like you have all of the details on every single thing, but there's an aspect of, hey, I know these elders, I know their character, I know how they conduct themselves, and I trust them. And so if this is the way that they're leading the flock right now, and the way that they're following Jesus right now, then there's a certain level of trust that's expected in there. And I can say, okay, I can submit myself to that. I can subject myself to the elders in that. And that's why it's so critical in whatever church you're in, that you're able to trust the leadership, that you have respect for the leadership, that you think that, yes, these are people who are leading in this way. Because if you don't have that, then you will not be able to submit yourselves to them. And so I encourage you today, Potter's House, that this is very pertinent to our life as a church right now. And I've seen it at work, and I've seen it working honestly quite beautifully. Even though it's been challenging, even though we've gone through some hard times lately, this has been very much followed. This passage is very, very applicable to us. And so I hope this is an encouragement to you. The point that Peter's getting to is what we'll get to tomorrow, but I'll just go ahead and give you a glimpse of it today. It says, "Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility toward one another." And so that's where we're moving towards. It's not about this hierarchy kind of thing of like elders, subjects, whatever. No, he's getting to the point of we're all to clothe ourselves in humbleness and humility. And so we'll look at that tomorrow, but this has been your word from the Word for today. Just another reminder, we do have a worship and prayer night tonight at the church at 7. If you've not signed up already, please do so. You can shoot us a message on here, email, whatever, contact me or Brittany, either one, and we can get you signed up for that. If you're on our church mailing list, an email went back that you can RSVP to it. So hope to see you there tonight. It's just going to be a sweet night of just worshiping the Lord together, and so I hope you can come and be a part of that. That's it for today. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.